one Monday in mid-April. A small but determined chorus of voices came together on the grounds of the state legislative building in Raleigh. And they started to speak out against the policies of North Carolina's Republican leadership, calling out the immorality of the laws that undermine equality and basic human dignity. Each week, those voices have grown louder and greater in their numbers until the weekly protest known as Moral Mondays transformed into a movement, with a peak this past Monday of more than 1,000 people. And this week, I was right there with them. I traveled to North Carolina to witness firsthand the work of this remarkable group of North Carolinians. Only hours before the protest began, I sat down with the man at the head and the heart of this movement, North Carolina NAACP President, Reverend William Barber.
We can't stop, and we're here to say, forward together, not one step back.
First up, we discussed the effort to restrict the right to vote through a series of bills, including voter ID requirements, cutting early voting days, and doing away with same-day voter registration. And a bill that would penalize parents of college students who vote where they attend school. A bill whose numerical name, SB 666, is not lost on Reverend Barber.
The computer said, I got to do it because y'all pushing these buttons, but I'm going to put a label on it to at least, say this is just pure wrong and evil and immoral. And the bill says that if your daughter or my daughter were to choose to go to school outside of where we live, and they exercise their right to vote, which is the law in the city where they go to school, you would lose your $2,500 tax credit, which in essence is a poll tax of $2,500.
Hacking away at the social safety net is also foremost on the Republican leadership's agenda. In February, lawmakers decreased weekly unemployment benefits and shortened the window of time during which workers can receive them. This despite the fact that North Carolina has the 5th highest unemployment rate in the country.
On July 1st in North Carolina, 165,000 people who lost their jobs for no fault of their own, who've been engaged in long-term look for work, will lose their unemployment.
Governor McCrory also added North Carolina to the list of 15 states that have opted out of the Medicaid expansion allowed by the Affordable Care Act.
In the first week, 2 weeks of the session, they denied 500,000 people Medicaid. Not 500,000 black people, not 500,000 white people, but 500,000 poor people and disabled children.
I was going to say mostly children.
In a state that has 1.6 million poor people and 600,000 of them are children.
Well, the Moral Monday protesters still have a lot more to say about the policies of the North Carolina legislature, and they'll be back at it again this Monday as the campaign moves into its 7th week.